Hello. This is plate 1 of the Papyrus of Ani. Now everything that's been said about this papyrus is wrong except the material facts. For example, Wikipedia, the Encyclopedia Britannica, Dover, the publisher of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and other sources claim these hieroglyphics are cursive. There is no such thing as cursive hieroglyphics. If you change these images into cursive, you destroy the meaning, because hieroglyphics are based on shape. Now this is an image of a house. This is cursive in English. Now, if this is cursive, in what language is it? It's not Coptic. It's not demonic. It's certainly not Chinese. The written language of Egypt at the time that this was created, some 1400 years before Christ, was hieratic. Hieratic does not have images of humans, of birds, of animals, of beetles, of boats. There's no difference between this and temple hieroglyphics, except that temple hieroglyphics were carved in stone with a chisel and a hammer. These are drawn on papyrus with a reed pen. There's no other difference. Now another falsehood is the Book of the Dead, the name given to the Papyrus of Ani, is instructions for disembodied spirits in the afterlife. Now this is also false, because disembodied spirits do not have access to things in the physical world. They cannot drive cars. They cannot read books. They cannot open scrolls. They live in a different realm. The Papyrus of Ani was instructions for the living, a divine science. The reason it was placed in a tomb, these scrolls, was to preserve this science, divine science, human divine science, for future generations. Now another falsehood. This papyrus was prepared for Ani, a high government official in the government of Egypt, a long time ago, for his protection of demons in the afterworld. Now that's also false, because Ani is the author of the papyrus. He is referring to, with his two hands here, the author as human and divine. Understand this. Now, Tutu, that's his wife standing behind him, she's not a physical person. She's his subjective spirit or soul. The animation principle within the outer physical man. He is the outer physical man that perceives the world with his 5 or 6 senses. She is the inner person, invisible. Now you see this wig here that she's wearing? You see these strands here, this intricate weave here? That represents Ani had an extensive knowledge of hieroglyphics. These strands right here are these hundreds of hieroglyphics, perhaps thousands, used in different combinations in these columns here, represented by these strands. I don't know if you can see them, but I can. Now, you see her right arm here through the wig? She is referring to 3 of these hieroglyphics that she's holding in her hand. In her right hand, see here, she's holding the sistrum, representing, if you understand this divine science, and you have the correct prerequisites, you can animate these 3 higher powers of life. See? Now, the second hieroglyph here that she's holding here with her left hand is what is called the menet. This here is the basic hieroglyphic. It means your blood goes into the spirit of life. Now this is a triangle here in a loop. Now this is a modification, a slight change of this same basic hieroglyphic. Your blood goes into the spirit of the sun. See, this is a disc here. Now this is a modification of these basic hieroglyphics here. But this has 2 strands here of beads representing a necklace that you wear around your neck, a collar. Now the difference here, you see, the disc here has these 4 right angles here, representing there are 4 right spirits of the sun, male, female, carnal, and divine. So what this means here, when it's worn around your neck, your mind and your senses directs your blood into the spirit of the sun, either male, female, carnal, or divine. Now, are we referring to the substance blood? No. See these 3 discs here? Blood and water is the symbol of your body's vital force. You can't use somebody else's body's vital force, you have to use your own. Your blood goes into the spirit of life. Now the third hieroglyph that she's holding here, you can see it up here at the top. I think she's holding that stem with both hands. It represents, well, you see this is a papyrus flower here, and this cluster of stems at the top represent the principles of life, death, and rebirth. Now they unfold like an umbrella, represent these principles refer to you, because this is a sign for you, or your spirit of mind. Now you see this sign right here, this straight short line? Well, these principles of life and death are distributed throughout the papyrus. See, there's one right here. And sometimes they're in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. Representing the duad, the triad, or the tetrad, etc. Now, you see this lotus blossom here at the top of her head? That represents that the soul of Ani was guided by the higher or divine spirit. Now they stand before what is called the table of offerings. Now what that means is equivalent to the table of contents that you see in front of a book describing the contents of the papyrus. Now, you see here there's some loaves of bread here, rectangular, and this is a square. Rectangular, there's 3 here in front. Representing the Papyrus of Ani contains the knowledge of the mother-father principle or law of genetics of the sun. Now there's 3 loaves behind that, making a total of 6. Representing the Papyrus of Ani contains the knowledge of the mother-father law of genetics of the sun, the 6th principle. That is sex. Now there's 3 more loaves in the back, representing the knowledge. The Papyrus of Ani contains the knowledge of the mother-father law of genetics of the sun, the 9th principle. The 9th principle is birth. Now you see this here are 2 tables, not 1, representing the knowledge of genetics, human and divine. Now here we have on top 3 discs. The sun in Egyptian hieroglyphics is the 10th principle. The 9th is birth. And there's 3. The sun is both human and divine. Now each of these discs has 2 smaller discs. Representing the sun can be human and divine. This sign here represents the human sun can be either sex, male or female. The 3rd disc here represents the divine sun, can also be either male or female. Now above these signs right here, you can call them cakes or loaves of bread, is 2 haunches of an ox. That's the rear leg. It represents the hoof here, the principle of your set spirit or belief, using your body energy to push up and forward. That's the genetic principle, both human and divine. Now you see here this long rectangle. It represents the knowledge of the Papyrus of Ani also contains these 4 essential powers of life here, human and divine. Now, the next sign here is an egg. Representing your egg has the potential genetic power, human and divine. It's one of the 4 essential elements of life. Now, these other hieroglyphs right here represent, these hieroglyphics represent principles, different principles of your mind and spirit and body in groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., because numbers are significant in Egyptian hieroglyphics. They have a symbolic meaning. 6 representing the hexad. Now these signs up above here that are connected by pathways or vines represents the Papyrus of Ani contains the knowledge of these divine powers of mind, represented by the gods and goddesses. Now up here at the top, you can see 3 very pointed triangles that stand out, representing hieroglyphics, including the Papyrus of Ani. They recognize 4 right spirits: male, female, carnal, and divine. Those spirits or desires of your mind, they're powers of your mind. See here, this is powers of your mind, these spirits, these desires. Now you see these blades, grass blades or leaves, they bend into two different directions, representing the male and the female, the carnal and divine spirit, both contribute something different and beneficial to the world. So you're not a sinner if you're carnal-minded, as some religions teach. Now, that's the table of contents. Just a minute, I forgot. See these two hieroglyphs here at the bottom? This represents the subjective spirit of man. It's a tree. It has certain and ingrained characteristics, different from all other people. Over here is represented the outer physical man. When united to his subjective spirit or soul, the inner and outer eye has power over these 2, 4, 6 powers of life. It can unfold, you see the spirit here, carnal or divine. It's represented here by Ani, the outer physical mind, and his wife here, his subjective spirit, which gives character to the physical man. It's the animation principle of the physical man, and the physical man is the animation of the anima, or soul of man. Now, E. Wallace Budge is the most renowned translator of the Papyrus of Ani, and I think, as far as I know, the first to do a complete translation. But here is the bad news. Not one word of his translation is correct. It's entirely fictitious. But here's the good news. He laid down the foundation for the first stage of decipherment, the wrong decipherment, so we could recognize the right. In life, it's necessary, this is necessary to understand what is evil, to understand what is good, so you reject evil and you pursue the good. That's the same with hieroglyphics. Now, let me see if I can find my other sign here. This sign in hieroglyphics represents the written meaning. Hieroglyphics have a written meaning. In the Papyrus of Ani, it looks like this. See, these is the written meaning, different words or letters here to explain the hieroglyphics. This is not the written meaning. This is the written meaning. Now that written meaning is cursive, is put into handwriting. The written meaning can be in English, it can be in German, it can be in Chinese, it can be in any language, Hebrew. But this is not the written meaning. Now if you want to know what the written meaning is of these hieroglyphics, Toto, are we going to read him? Should we switch over? Oh, excuse me. What's your name? No, his name is Cesar, not Toto. Okay, now, I was going to tell you something here. Can we go up a little on this way here? Okay, that's good enough right there. Before doing this video, I did a search for my internet on the internet using several search engines, and I couldn't find it. It's called Egyptian hieroglyphics. No, hieroglyphs, excuse me. Now, but if you type in the correct web address, www.egyptian-hieroglyphs.com, you can find it. This is where they are now. Now at the top here, Toto. I'm going to go, not yet. I keep saying Toto. There's a sign over here that says more. You click on that, there will be a drop-down menu. Can we go there? To the Papyrus of Ani, plate 1. Go up a little bit more. Okay, go right there. Now this is plate 1. Now go up a little bit more. A little bit more. Now look at. If you want to know the correct meaning of these hieroglyphics here, I posted it on my internet on page. Well, that would be page 6, but the name of it is Papyrus of Ani, plate 1. And I have given you the written meaning of all those hieroglyphics from the very beginning to the end of that plate 1. There's 28 different columns there. Can we go back there again? I've explained, give you the written meaning on all of these right here. That's my message for today.